Welcome to ATT Live Super Bowl Sunday edition. If you're tuning in right now, congratulations to the San Francisco 49ers for winning the Super Bowl. Well earned. That's my prediction. I don't know if they did or not. I was watching the first half of the game. Unusual amount of alien commercials, Dan. What do you think they're preparing us for?
Oh yeah, this is how you get people ready for disclosure, right? You put the commercials in the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah. Like an unusual amount, dude. Like I'm
followed by
you,
the Deadpool trailer.
I'm telling you, quite a few alien, like noticeable. You're like every like commercial break, you're like another goddamn alien commercial. Like it's pretty interesting. Maybe because it's in the news a lot lately.
Oh, I assume so. That's it. If it's just like, leading up to, it's in the zeitgeist. It's kind of, they were shooting these commercials. They were probably shooting them like a couple months ago, like getting them ready. So it was probably around then. They're like, yeah, we just do something with aliens.
Yeah.
Why not?
Disclosure's right around the corner. What do M&Ms know that we don't? I'm kidding. No, it's it's the halftime show with Ursher. Why are we even competing with Ursher? I mean, what is this, a 2010 Much Music high school dance? Right? I was like, I didn't even realize Ursher was still making music.
Are you trying to say Usher? Or...
Yeah, Ursher. I think that's how
okay.
8-Town, right?
Yeah. Jesus. Let it burn, man. Let it burn.
Yeah, it was. I mean, listen, I'm not the biggest football guy, but put a little bit on, a couple commercials. And listen, the chat, we got people in the chat saying, "Oh, I lost it when Luda came on." We don't refer to him. We don't refer to him as Luda. We are some people that refer to him as Mr. Wiggles.
Oh, that's right.
Right?
Yes, Mr. Wiggles.
Yes. So we will take none of this goddamn talking about Ludacris anymore. It's Mr. Wiggles. Because
Mr. Wiggles. Stepping out of the swamp.
That is canon. He says, some people call me Ludacris, some call me Mr. Wiggles, which leads me to believe that, we've talked about it at length on episodes and confidentials, that means there is a group of people out there that call him Mr. Wiggles, and I want to be part of that group.
We've spent an inordinate amount of time talking about why we call him Mr. Wiggles.
Yeah.
Oh, bizarre. I totally...
Yeah, people
didn't forget.
People in the chat are
that we
saying,
call
sorry,
him
Mr.
that.
Wiggles. Good. All right. Good.
Right.
Just so we've cleared that up now. Mr. Wiggles. Now let's get into some. First off, if you finally, it's been asked for, and finally we said we're gonna get Dan a visor hat. If we could raise the goal, and Dan's been in Flavortown all week, baby.
For sure. I've been reelected mayor. My 6th consecutive term.
Yeah, of Flavortown. We were talking to Zell about what we could get Zell next, and Zell said if we raised $200, he would turn himself into Hollywood Hulk Zell, which is basically a beach blonde handlebar mustache with the rest of his stubble dyed black.
The black morning shadow, yeah.
So we'll see if we can get him to do that. He's like, we're like, how much to turn yourself into Hollywood Zell? He's like, I don't know, $200.
Only $200.
So it's like, that is a steal.
That's a bargain.
Is a steal. It's also a good look. If you don't know what we're talking about, type in Hollywood Hulk Hogan. You will instantly see what we're talking about. Yeah. Dan, Burmeister in the chat saying Dan took us to Flavor Country. Yes, that's true.
I'm president of Flavor Country.
What do we got for? What are we going to talk about today, Dan?
So I wanted to talk about number one. Some people might know him, like, because I know his YouTube channel. Like, if you probably have searched up UFOs or some type of new age topic in the last 8 months or so, a year, you probably coming across Billy Carson. So Billy Carson is this. He is every title I see with something about him labels him as some other type of expert. So sometimes he's a UFO expert, sometimes he's a paranormal expert, sometimes he is an MIT alumnus, which I don't really I try to look up. I'm like, does he have a degree from MIT? And it's like, it comes up as he has a certificate of science from MIT, and it's like, but it's not like it's like you took a course, you took one of those like free MIT courses and got like a certificate.
This is the best picture I've ever seen of him. If you're watching the live stream, That's the guy. Forbidden Knowledge podcast with Billy Carson.
Yeah. And if you see some of his photos, he has blindingly white teeth, and I think we've discussed that people with teeth that white
Can't be trusted.
can't be trusted. So recently, under the guise of his UFO expert title, he has apparently put forth a warning that Antarctica ice station probes could possibly awaken some type of ancient evil.
I love it. That's great.
That's
such a great vague warning. You're like, what
and
kind of evil?
I was like, Cthulhu? Like, are we? It's just the old ones.
UFOs?
It's like, what are we kind of doing?
Aliens?
So it's like, apparently he said that he commented on like physicists going down there, and who are going down there to conduct experiments in Antarctica. I mean, they do plenty of stuff down there with sensors, probes, doing all kinds of sciencey stuff. And he's saying that some of the stuff that they're doing will awaken or release some type of not like maybe a physical evil or something, but some kind of, I think he said that it's like the ultimate evil at some point. So that's what it is.
I'm starting to question. I'm going in my head. I'm like, why doesn't Billy Carson want us to drill in Antarctica? I think that's more reason to start drilling in Antarctica, right?
Yeah. Thanks, Billy Carson.
Maybe that's where Jesus is locked. He doesn't want us. Yeah. He doesn't want us unlocking the Savior.
I mean, he's definitely a supporter of the idea that there are ancient pyramids down there, the famous the Antarctic pyramids, which we've talked about at length on a confidential, I believe, where they have the I believe it's like the Ellsworth Mountains, where they have the strange looking very strange looking mountains that have, according to scientists, have been carved by wind in their unusual shapes,
perfect pyramid shapes, just like how the Great Pyramids of Giza were carved by the wind.
Right, just like the giant pyramids of Bosnia, just ask Osmanagic and his 2 cell phones. But yeah, he goes on the thing about saying that, Buzz Aldrin, is saying that it apparently identified something. I think he tried to connect it to the time that Buzz Aldrin went down there, and then he got like, he took ill.
Did that drunk tweet, and he tweeted the picture of the pyramid, that one you're talking about, and he's like, we're all in danger.
I think so. Yeah, was that a one? I don't remember that part, but I remember when Buzz Aldrin went down there and he got sick or something. They had to airlift him out or whatever.
Oh, that's funny. I forgot. Yeah, he tweeted a picture of the pyramid in Antarctica with the tagline that like we're all in danger, and it's like it's the evil is upon us or something like that. That was all it said in the tweet, and everyone's like, "Oh shit, Buzz Aldrin." What was it? I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, 1 second Buzz Aldrin's throwing hands with flat earthers, then he's like, yeah, no, fuck that. It's like the pyramids.
Yeah, he said,
oh Jesus, Antarctic pyramids. Oh well, now we're screwed. Now, yeah.
Photo of the pyramid, and he said, "We're all in danger. It is evil itself." Let's see if I can pull this up here. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Yeah, Billy Carson goes on at length about stuff. I mean, he talks about the pyramids in Bosnia. He's definitely on there. He's saying apparently that they found a gigantic crystal down there in the pyramids of Bosnia, which I'm like, I don't remember seeing that in the documentary that we watched, where Semyon Osmanagic had the famous Bosnian rapper come on and entertain the Egyptologist. I didn't see that part. I must have missed it.
Yeah, we're all in danger. It's evil itself. If you look on the stream there. With the picture of the pyramid.
Just the ominous, ominous looking pyramid shot. Okay, all right, yeah. Thanks, Buzz.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, we'll keep that.
Did they ever explain why he did that, or he was just like wasted, or he was just like, oh my god?
I just think he's Buzz Aldrin. He does whatever he wants.
That's true. He's been to the moon. Yeah. Fuck it.
Yeah. He just punches people. Yes.
Let's see. So I think most people are aware. This is when I wish Andrew was here. This encyclopedic knowledge of classic rock. But I think we all are aware of the kind of enmity between David Lee Roth and Sammy Hagar.
Yeah, dude, those two hate each other.
Just one of the all time hate and I don't know. Are there other things in rock and roll that are there probably are, but that they hate each other so much. It's just anytime you put those two
maybe
together.
Fleetwood Mac when they
Okay.
recorded Rumors is like
Right.
that kind of level of hate, but like
But how is it like they keep getting together? Like, didn't they go on tour and then they like immediately canceled it like within like 2 shows or something?
no,
They were
because
like,
it's
fuck.
no, they're because they're both the lead singers, right? In different
Right.
eras of Van Halen. I don't think they've gone on
Right.
tour together.
But they had an idea. They were gonna do a tour.
No, so
like,
they did a tour with David Lee Roth. They did a return tour because I went to one of the only shows on that return tour in Vancouver with David Lee Roth. One of the worst concerts I've ever been to. He talked about his sheepdogs for 20 minutes. It was painful. Running with the Devil was like such a big song when I was growing up. And he literally forgot the lyrics. And he's just like, I forgot lyrics. Started doing high kicks. And everyone's like, wow. The lyrics are Running with the Devil. That's it. You got 4 words, buddy. Like, sing it.
So it's gotten to the point where David Lee Roth, apparently, now why I'm bringing this up is that he made claims apparently that Sammy Hagar had been probed during an alien abduction experience as a teen, and that is why he is like so talented. Apparently, that is like he's got his talent from being in so many words. He says sex probed, so that these aliens somehow whatever. So like I guess Sammy Hagar had gone on record kind of talking about it. It was something that he talked about in his youth that he had, or he thinks that he's had, like an extraterrestrial experience at some time when he was younger. And he was saying that, either it was a dream or it was a legitimate experience. And he was talking about how he kind of compared the sensation to like they plugged him into something and uploaded something into his brain, and then like coming out of that and began his kind of musical or whatever, just his entire talent or whatever. But the
interesting thing about this too is like David Lee Roth, like professional level hater. This guy, like, just fucking like huge ego, and like he spouts this off. He's like, yeah, Sammy Hagar got abducted. He got probed at 15 years old. Got abducted to a park, and like he's like, but I'm not starting any beef. I haven't said any words about him for 10 years. And you're like, yeah, but now you're saying he got fucking probed by aliens. And that's where he got his talent from.
And it's crazy. But reading about their stuff, like apparently they were getting ready to, like, they were gonna do a tour with the two of them. They were calling like Eras or something, and they were gonna do like shows with like both of them or whatever. And then like immediately they're like, this is a terrible idea, and they just fucking hate each other and canceled the whole thing. But it's I can't believe that you would be like, oh, you just go out and just like, yeah, fuck this guy, he's been fucking sex probed, yeah, fuck this asshole, like, oh man, just real nasty.
That's a really it's a wild claim considering like the guys are 70 now. You know what I mean? And they've known each other for most of their lives and hated each other for most of their lives. And he at 7 years old, he's like, oh yeah? Well, Sammy Hagar got probed when he was 15, and that's why he's a piece of shit. And now we got all his skill.
Yeah, I can't believe that this whole entire rivalry or whatever it is has just gone on for so long. It's like those two guys, the two wizards, like fighting each other, like they're decades long feud between each other. But instead, it's like aging rock stars.
Yeah. It's tough because I'm hard pressed to pick a side on this one, to be honest. in this war, like, it was easy for me to choose Travis Taylor over, right? He's my boy, but now Hagar over Roth, I don't know, because both a big special place in my youth. But Chango topping up he wants to see Hollywood Zell. He's throwing in $10. Thank you, Chango, for topping that up.
He wanted Pepsi,
so we can get Zell to look like Hollywood Hulk Zell. I think he thought we were joking, and we are not joking.
Who, Zell thought we were joking?
Yeah.
We're 100% serious.
Yeah,
we're like,
yeah.
We had to like convince him a little bit. We had to be like, well, it's like you just have to dye this part blonde. I don't think because he couldn't remember what Hollywood Hogan looked like.
Well, and he also thought we were joking about Dan's Flavortown hat, and we're like, Dan's like, I already got it. I ordered it before the goal was hit. It was too good of a deal to.
Yeah,
to
I was.
pass up.
There was. It was a ridiculous amount of a discount on it. I had to get it. Should have bought several.
You look good.
really.
You look good with frosted tips. I mean, that isn't your natural hair. I know you've just never shown it, but you shouldn't be self-conscious to show it. It's a good look. It suits you.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is what has won me the presidential nomination for Flavor Country,
Yeah.
6 times in a row. Let's see. So apparently Yuri Geller is still in the news for a long time. Like Yuri Geller, the guy who used to go on TV and bend spoons with his mind, and I'm pretty sure he's the guy who got smacked down by the Amazing Randy at one point. I'm pretty sure, he would do the little bending spoon tricks and like little, essentially just illusions. And he was like a long time ago, but there were still people who he got
he got embarrassed on TV.
Yeah, just straight out, and it was ridiculous. And you're like, okay, but apparently he still has his supporters and whatnot, and he's still he has a pretty large following still on some social media platforms like X and the such.
Is he still bending spoons?
Yeah, he's still that and preaching some other stuff. So he made claims just recently that he at one point was shown alien bodies that looked like us at a NASA base. So if you want to see aliens, all you have to do is bend some spoons. That's it.
So hold on. Let's break that down a little bit. Yuri Geller, professional spoon bender, was approached by the United States military for his expertise to identify alien bodies that look exactly like us. So basically, Yuri Geller, to sum that up, Yuri Geller saw dead bodies.
Yes, he saw these dead bodies. How
does he when you describe it like that, you're like, well, how would you know they're alien? They look just like us.
Well, he said that he was taken to NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center, which is about a little bit like 10 kilometers northeast of Washington, D.C. And he said that he went in there accompanied by Wernher von Braun himself, like the father of the United States, Operation Paperclip OG, and
shit.
Also father of the U.S. space program.
Yuri Geller rolled deep, man. Holy, he was connected.
So he was taken down there with von Braun. They had him put on like cold gear, and they took him into apparently the cold gear was also branded, so it had a big NASA fucking like patch on it that said NASA on it, because that's what you put on your fucking gear, like when you're going to a super secret, top secret base. You want all that shit on it. And so he was saying that he was taken inside this room where there were these heavy glass containers with these lifeless bodies contained inside of them. And each of these bodies, he said that they were small, thin, very frail looking with big heads, looking disturbingly like us, but also like some of them were in different stages of decomposition, he was saying, or some of them looked to be actually severely injured. And that like that's the claims.
Well, they look severely injured. They're fucking dead, Yuri. I mean, they are severely injured to the point of death. That's why they're laying there dead. They're severe. They look mortally wounded. Fucking idiot. Of course they're dead. They're dead.
So I don't. Yeah, it just sounds. I mean, it's something out of freaking just sci-fi. Like, you know what? Who needs to see this? Yuri Geller needs to see this. Wernher von Braun like calls up, like, you know what? I saw you bending those spoons. You're the kind of guy that we want to show these bodies.
I like to think that he always had a spoon in his hand, and when he's there, he's like seeing this, and he's kind of like flabbergasted what he's looking. He's just kind of lightly tapping the spoon against his head, and he stops, and as he's really focusing in, the spoon just fucking noodle bends over, and he's like, aliens.
I was just like, why would you even bring it? There's so many questions here that you're like, okay, Wernher von Braun, why are you calling Yuri Geller? What type of expertise does Yuri Geller bring in order to do this? Because it's not like, I mean, his obviously, okay, he bends spoons, so his do
they think he's got some telekinetic powers? Like maybe you can read, like, can you read their minds? He's like, no,
they're also dead.
They have any? He's like, Yuri, He's like, I don't know how I'm gonna help. But he's like, wait till you see their silverware that they actually found on them.
Can you bend their silverware?
No one's handled more spoons than Yuri Geller.
So I'm like, I was losing my mind over that. He's just being kind of.
Well, it's funny because it's like guy claims he is like rubbing elbows with fucking Werner von Braun, and then like the latest article about him says Yuri Geller, I made a fortune bending spoons. Now I live in a tiny apartment with IKEA furniture. That's what the article says. So.
It's like Yuri Geller is facing a real Nikola Tesla here. We didn't recognize his genius, so now he's shacked up at a place raising pigeons.
Yeah, just now he bends spoons for himself.
Yeah, I guess that's what he's still doing, because it's like, I don't know. I know he's got a bunch of stuff. He's got the whole thing, because he's got a ton of followers on whatever. Okay. It's just I totally didn't even, until his name popped up in the article, I was like, Yuri Geller's still around? I thought he was dead. Well, I didn't even know he was still alive.
Yeah, I thought we talked to him before, because like, didn't he? I'm pretty sure he claimed that he was also a double agent for like the CIA in Israel, working as a psychic spy.
Yeah, maybe it was him or somebody. I mean, we probably talked about him at some point, either like during Project Stargate or like one of those ones where he talked about like remote viewing. But that, because I think that was one of his claimed abilities, is being able to do that. But I honestly thought he was dead. I was like, wow, it was, but he's still around. I guess preaching whatever he's got, a whole bunch of stuff. And it's like, if you're ever falling out of relevance, if you ever find yourself in that situation, all you gotta do, throw in some alien bodies, throw in some claims to seeing alien bodies, I guess.
Well, I mean, he's claimed to see dead bodies, that aliens that looked like us. So I would just be, the guy's seen bodies.
If you would have been like, look, I at least have this thing signed by Werner von Braun. Because if you're going to go meet Werner von Braun, I feel like you would get him to sign something.
Oh, buddy,
I would
get him to sign a spoon for sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. Sign my spoon.
I feel like this guy, though, in the heyday, he thought he was big shit, so he probably signed a spoon for Werner von Braun.
Yeah, here you go. Yeah.
Like,
bend it over.
There you go, Rocket Man.
Puts it behind his back. It's bent. Werner von Braun's like, oh my God, I've sent rockets to the moon, but this is fucking crazy.
I don't know how to do this.
Mein Gott.
I thought he was dead too. I thought he was old when he got skewered.
No, I know he was pretty young. He had that fucking sweet bowl cut, didn't he? And then
that's right.
That fucking
dude,
crazy bowl.
He's kind of creepy looking now.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, if you're a professional spoon bender, what do you expect a professional spoon bender to look like? I would imagine it's just like a carny of some type. Like, not to disparage carnival folk.
I'll pull this up on the stream here. This picture right here. That doesn't even look like a real picture. That looks like an AI picture. Is he the most famous mentalist of the 20th century? I mean,
he should have kept the bowl cut.
These are some good pictures.
He's got nice hair, but he's not as good as mine. But I mean, he's got like, yeah.
I think the next time we get headshots, I'm gonna do that same pose with a spoon.
With that giant spoon?
Yeah, bent.
Yeah, where did we get a spoon that big? Is that
it's a ladle,
actual?
Dude. That's like I got one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that like a serving spoon?
Yeah,
is it?
Or maybe
so So has he evolved his powers to the point, like he was bending small spoons back in the day? Now he's even stronger.
Look at this one.
Yeah,
I might actually use that one. The old one eye, the one I cover one eye with a spoon. That's great. That's great.
I mean, yeah. Oh wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
He's got frosted tips.
I got Mr. Conspiracy in the chat saying my head's too big for headshots, saying. That's rich coming from the guy who stretches out every neck hole in every shirt he's ever put on.
I was like, I don't, man. Yeah, every photo is gonna be him posing with a spoon and a giant. I really like the giant serving spoon picture.
Dude, this one's
that's
good
really
too.
funny.
Look, I didn't even see this one. This one, the spoon glasses. Can you see that one? That is. The guy really he fucking. He's got a spoon monocle in this one.
Yeah, I mean he's got the perfect gimmick thing.
Yeah, he's got the gimmick. I wonder if I could get some spoons, like spoon glasses like that.
I mean, you could just make those, I suppose.
I guess so. Yeah, with like a.
You just bend them back. You just bend them on the side and then just attach them there. Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
Yeah, I can do it. Then you can't see them.
Yeah, we just call him up. I'm sure
Um,
we could probably get his phone number from Werner von Braun
okay.
if he was still alive.
I wanted to look at these. I wanted to show you these. I found. I actually haven't
You
even
found
opened
them.
them. I thought I'd open them to see what. There we go. So I was cleaning up the studio.
Okay.
Found these weird books
Oh, sure.
that say UFOs and
Oh, okay.
extraterrestrials. Volume. I have volume 1 through 4, and I'm actually.
I thought it was gonna be something like Compendium of the Dark Arts, as
No.
written by the mad Arab
Look how
Alcazar or something.
cool they look.
I was
And
like,
I
oh,
have
yeah.
no idea where
Did
I
somebody
got
send
them.
you those?
I have no idea. They're just in here, like in all my, just with all my books and stuff. And I'm just like, where did these come from? And I'm like, I don't know if someone sent them to me. So I'm gonna flip one open. I'll read one. I don't know if this is. I don't even know if this is like a novel or if this is like a UFO compendium. I don't know what the fuck this is.
It's a conspiracy. Your face is so big it needs 2 heads.
Dude, let me tell you something about Mr. Conspiracy. He narrowly misses the world record for world's smallest face because his head's so big. Type that in. Google world's smallest face and just know, but there's only like a few centimeters that Mr. Conspiracy was off from holding that title. It's true. That's a true fact. I'm not even bullshitting. Okay, this is, I just opened up a random because this book's weird because it just has like headings.
Okay. Does it have
So-
gold leaf pages or no? Is it good?
I don't know. It seems like
I
it.
know.
They're fucking feel nice. So this is it says a religion of trigonometry.
Okay.
Whoa, hold on then.
Pretty sure I failed my trigonometry.
Yeah. So Professor Mason also tackles the problem of these famous runaways and proposes a very personal solution, starting from the fact that the Nazca traces are only visible from an airplane in the sky.
Okay.
He posits that the designers were
Posits.
guided a sort of helicopter suspended above the plane during all the work. But in that case, why are there no traces of aviation to be found, he asks. Next, he asks that the figures might have been laid out following a scale model. What could be the significance of these lines? The classic answer obviously falls back on religious beliefs. The scientific mind of Professor Mason rejects this explanation and wonders if it might not be a landing strip. But what would be the use of an aerodrome without airplanes? At the end of this survey of possibilities, which we have set forth briefly, the professor presents his own hypothesis. The Nazca lines demonstrate the existence of a religion of trigonometry, the nerdiest religion. The ancients prove that I added that bit. That's the nerdiest religion that I added.
Oh, what? No, not that. I know you added it.
So it wasn't clear.
Sure.
The ancients prove to have been masters of celestial mathematics, and this may have had an influence on their religious beliefs. And then the next heading says, a Nazi theoretician confronting the mystery of Teotihuacan. And I'm like, I think we'll leave it at that for now. Put a bookmark in that, and I better look at how old these books are and where the fuck they came from. There's 4. Look at this. They look cool, but I don't know.
It must have gone. There's no way you bought those.
No, dude, I don't buy books.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? I just found them. I thought it was like,
That's
these are
bizarre.
cool. I was like,
I have so many
you know,
questions.
Yeah, me too.
Are they all UFO books? Are
Well,
they
they
all...
just say they don't even have a picture. They just say on the side UFOs and extraterrestrials.
Okay.
Like, it doesn't
And
even say
are they all say the same? Are they all the same book?
No, it's 1 through 4.
Oh, 1 through 4. Volume 1 through 4. Okay.
Oh, volume 1 through 4, and it's by Yves Nod. Yves Nod?
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea. It's fucking crazy. Weird.
I feel like Brayton's Meth Lab Studios is just like a bunch of stuff in there. There's boxes of stuff in there that you haven't even. You just dig in there and you just find new weird stuff every day.
Because I'm just reading some of the headings, and it'll be like teleguided apparatus, and then the next heading will be the 2 trolls, and I'm like,
Okay.
And then the next one's like the miracle of cholera. I'm like, what the fuck?
The miracle of cholera. Yes, that is. Yeah.
I'm like, what?
I don't
Tracked down
think.
by secret forces. I'm like, I'm
Oh,
obviously gonna
that's
have to
kinda
give these a read.
Yeah, you're gonna have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have to thumb through those. I'm for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, just weird. Like it's a weird. I dug them up and I was like, I actually don't remember where I found these things or why I have them. I definitely didn't buy them, so someone would have given them to me. But I don't really
Did
have
you
a
get drunk and order them off the internet?
No, like they're old. Like they're old. You can see it, and they're like worn, so they're not new. So I have no idea. I don't want to skip ahead, just in case there's spoilers. Like what's volume 4?
Yeah, I'm sure there's a tight. Sequential plot in those books.
Like this
that
one
you
opens.
have to
I open up and it says the 12 graveyards of the devil.
And it says, and that's in UFOs and extraterrestrials.
And flip this one, the miracle of Tunguska.
Okay.
That's like where the meteor hit, right?
Right. Yeah. Airburst, maybe. It's bizarre.
Yeah, isn't that weird? Just fucking just a
Absolutely.
weird collection of these weird books. Now I gotta look up why I have them and where they
Now
came
you have to
from.
get a nice bookshelf to display
Yeah.
them on.
Well, I was gonna. That's
4 bucks.
original. Like I have a bookshelf on the other side of the studio there, and I was pulling everything out of boxes, and I've got like the UFO casebook. I've got just tons of UFO literature and conspiracy literature. Just zoomed in pictures of George Bush's face. Tons of that kind of stuff. And then I just found those books, and I was like, what are these? And I was like, these look really cool. Like I like the looks of the covers, but I don't know where I got them. So if anyone else has I don't even know, UFO and Extraterrestrials by Yves Nod. I don't even know who that is.
None.
Yves Nod.
I have to type and look it up. Jonathan Torres in the chat says, speaking of Nazca lines, do you know about the holes that it looks like they are some sort of barcode? Like, are you talking about like one specific line? Because they pretty much, they look like, one of them looks like a monkey. I don't know what barcode looks like a monkey. There's giant QR codes, I suppose.
In the Nazca lines?
Yeah.
Let me see here. Let me pull one up here. Nazca lines barcode. Nazca lines.
It's not some elaborate Photoshop, but it's like.
I mean,
I suppose.
I
Like,
guess
you could.
not really. Like they're more shapes. I don't know if any are like. Who's thinking that like, oh yeah, that's a barcode.
Oh, you're talking about the holes. Oh, you're talking. Oh, I know what you're talking about. The ones that look like they kind of weird little like they're like little indentations that like run along and like certain like in stretches of like I don't know how many, but they like dig out and those things. I remember hearing about those, but I think we looked
these
into
things?
them at some point. Yeah, those weird little excavation holes that they're like not really sure what they are, or I don't remember what they were.
They say maybe an Inca tax system.
Yeah,
That's the worst taxes I ever seen. You have to dig a hole. How does that work?
for every single one. Put your taxes in the hole.
Yeah, bury them.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the consensus is on those ones. I know what you're talking about though. Yeah. I think they run for certain stretches, and I think they're separated by some distance at least. And people I think the Ancient Aliens crowd is saying that it's some kind of excavation machine perhaps made these things, and they always go on about the types of rare earth materials that are found in that certain area.
Well, it's always.
I think it's where they go on.
I mean, everything in South America is like a weird thing because it's, even all the lines and the glyphs that they've drawn into the ground that can only be appreciated from way above, right? Like even if you were looking down at from a mountainside somewhere else, like you wouldn't even really truly grasp what you're looking at.
Yeah.
So it's.
I mean, you could be like, okay, so maybe the guy's like helicopter. I would more be inclined to say that it's like, yeah, maybe they made like some type of balloon apparatus, like a hot air balloon or something like that. Maybe, and that's why, if it were made by materials that they had access to, I suppose like leather or something, animal skins, some type of cloth. I'm not sure. and then it would be like it would have degraded, and they just never would have found it. But yeah, and then I think the major theory is being like the one that's backed with probably by most historians and archaeologists, that maybe they build like towers to like look at these things. But like you said, everything in South America, a lot of it is mysterious because you have these civilizations that just like disappeared. And I'm not talking like mysteriously disappeared, but I mean, we talked about it in the Puma Punku episode, where it's like you had these civilizations and these cultures that lived on basically a knife edge of, survival. Like they were, one bad crop, one bad drought, and your entire, and it's just a cascade effect. I mean, you can even see it in places like in Cambodia, like Angkor Wat, and you have this like immense and intricately carved temple complex, and these people were obviously successful and they had the time to do this and whatever. But then they're saying that these places lay abandoned for hundreds of years because the civilization experienced a extended drought where they couldn't, they built all of these elaborate systems and stuff that were kind of based on like a circular, their circular pattern of like the weather and whatever, and just like, something throws it out, and then you're like, cascade effect, riots, burn the place down, everybody leaves, that's it, and it's all gone. And a lot of these cultures in South America, at least a number of them, like we said in the Puma Punku that area, even the Inca, like didn't have written languages, they didn't write anything down. So all those people die that we know of, or they had like pictograph languages and stuff like this. But a lot of the stuff that you have, these cultures living in isolation that develop their own languages, their own systems of writing, and once they're all gone, that's it, it's gone.
So I found a little write-up on this Yves Nod and these books I have, because I was just like,
sure,
are these, I'm like, what kind of books are these? And it just says,
written by Nazis.
Yeah. 4-volume aggregate of data, first-hand accounts, and ancient lore relating to extraterrestrial visitation on Earth and the impact of those visitations on human culture, technology, and history, compiled by the mysterious Swiss ethnoarchaeologist Yves Nod for the equally cryptic Friends of History. And I'm like, okay, the Friends of History, like, and that's in brackets, like equally cryptic. What does that mean?
Should we be broadcasting this on there?
I don't
feel like
know.
You're going to disappear after this.
I don't know, dude.
I feel like you're going to get a knock on your door by some men in the
weird.
black
I'm like,
that are going to come get you.
Who is the Friends of History? I think it's so
You're
weird.
You're going to get some... You're gonna get some very nice stationery like letter is gonna come in your mail, and like, would you like to join the Friends of History, Mr. Redder?
Yeah, it says this edition is reserved for Friends of History.
Well, you're a friend of history now.
I guess so. I guess I'm in the cult of.
Yeah. Is that it?
Friends of
That's the one?
History. Yeah.
Yeah.
But now I'm kind of like mysterious Swiss ethnoarchaeologist. I'm like, now I kind of want to look into this guy, because like these books were made in 1974.
Next case file, the mystery of Iznad.
Okay, well, now that I know that it's just a collection, let me find another. Let me see if there's a weird fact or something in here that I can pull up here.
Out of the book, just flip through there.
Yeah, secret UFO bases in the Atlantic, because there's a question mark in it.
Question mark?
6 there's weird fucking weird. I got a weird fucking just blank business card that just says Ron Prost.
Well, it's just getting better and better.
And it has an email in it. Okay, well, I'm gonna keep that. That is.
Did you get the? Is that who sent them to you?
I don't know. It just says Ron Prost with a globe, and
all
then
right.
a fucking
Is he a friend of history?
An email and phone number, and I'm like,
wow,
he must be a friend of history.
That just keeps getting better and better.
This is so weird, dude. I have no idea. There's like pictures in this book. This is fucking. It's an interesting book. Now I'm very interested. Secret UFO bases in the Atlantic, seized by UFOs or destroyed by an explosion. Catastrophe after catastrophe. Fruitless search for the super constellation. The mystery of the southern districts. A strange dense mass over the ocean. An enormous cauliflower on the surface of the sea. Was the ship Marine Sulphur Queen seized by UFOs? Another
Are
inexplicable.
you like having a stroke, or is that how it's written?
That's how it's
like,
written. That's how it's written,
like,
dude.
I don't.
Like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know if is that a poem? Is it just like
Yeah.
is that just a poem of his?
Is it written in like? Is it written in like prose? Is it like what is it? Is that how it's written across like in pages?
Yeah.
Like all the way?
Yeah, it's weird.
Okay.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. I have no idea.
Bizarre.
This is the weirdest.
Maybe
book.
you should email. You should email John Prost.
Okay, so then I found a heading. Yeah, so I guess at the top of now that I'm kind of looking into the book, what I guess this guy does is he writes a poem that kind of outlines the chapters, because now I can see there's a heading that says, "Was the ship Marine Sulphur Queen seized by UFOs?" Let's find out. Another year of tragic disappearance from the Doom Triangle, and this is the Devil's Triangle.
Doom Triangle. Okay.
Was 1963. In the first weeks of February 1963, the 450-foot ship Marine Sulphur Queen, headed towards Norfolk, Virginia, disappeared with its crew of 39 without sending any distress signal. This tragedy took place in the Florida Straits, very near the spot 9 years before the southern districts had vanished. The search, stated the Commission of Inquiry in its report, stated on February 8th, 1963 at 8 a.m. Eastern Time, and lasted until the 13th. Ooh, we're right in the anniversary of the search. The aircraft off the Coast Guard, the Navy, and the Army Air Force made 83 sorties, flying for a total of 4,996 hours, covering 348,000 square miles without success. Thanks to the Coast Guard ship tracking system, 42 vessels were identified as likely to have seen the Marine Sulphur Queen on February 4th and 5th. Coast Guard personnel checked with each one. The results were negative. Some telephone calls were received claiming that the ship was at Cuba or Puerto Rico, but these were all checked out by the federal departments without result. The company operating the ship did not inform the Coast Guard in good time about its failure to call in. It was presumed that the absence of a signal at 48 hours and again at 24 hours before the ship's arrival was caused by bad weather. Because of this time lost, the search commenced later than it would have otherwise. On February 20th, an American Navy ship on an exercise 12 miles away, southwest of the Key West, Florida, spotted and picked up a foghorn and a life jacket marked with the name of the Marine Sulphur Queen. The second phase of the search then began. The Navy made an underwater search based on the 80% probability of finding the ship's hulk. During this period, other wreckages were found, which was identified as coming from the Marine Sulphur Queen. On March 14th, the search was abandoned. The report set out 4 theories which could explain the loss of this ship. A, an explosion could have occurred in the cargo hold. B, the ship could have broken its back. C, the vessel could have capsized at heavy sea. Or D, an explosion could have been caused by fumes seeping into empty spaces. However, at the end of these long investigations, the commission admitted that the loss of the ship must have happened very fast, leaving no time to send out a message. Was the Marine Sulphur Queen also captured by UFOs?
You just laid out like laid out 4 very plausible explanations, and then you're like, then you're just like, was it abducted by UFOs?
This guy's the original Giorgio Tsoukalos. Aliens?
Yeah, aliens.
Because he hits you with a question mark after. Interesting. Yeah. Like I said, I didn't even open them because I was like, I'm gonna open them and see what they are. The Nazi stuff. Right when I opened, I was like, maybe I should have checked this out, but no. Now that I'm a friend of history. I'm officially. I think
now that you got John Prost's.
I think once
email.
you read all the books, your eyes open like that.
Sure.
And then your third eye is open once you finish all 4 books. So now I kind of want to look into this guy.
Yeah, it's like you're finding 4 volumes of well-appointed books in your trailer. This is how like young adult like sci-fi novels start. Yeah. Just found all these books in my grandpa's trailer. And like, oh, what is in them?
Well, no, I found a good title for this live. It'll be like a couple topics and the Friends of History. It's just weird. Now I'm gonna get into them because I basically picked through all the UFO case file book, like all the good ones we'd done, and I'm like, maybe I can use these for new ones. And I'm like, I don't think they're gonna be as funny, but maybe my eyes will open. Who knows? But Cam Pebbles is saying, come to Lake Tahoe and do a life episode on the Donner Pass, and you can crash with me. What's the Donner Pass?
Are you talking about the Donner Party? Like they ate each other, like that one?
Oh, that one? Is that
what I was talking about.
Is that like
I assume that's what
is
they're
that the
talking
rugby?
about.
The rugby ones?
What?
No, it's not the rugby.
No, that was in the Andes. Are you talking about the football team in the Andes?
Yeah, which was no. What are
the
these
Donner
people?
Party is the Donner Party is what, like late 1800s, I want to say. It got stuck there, and I don't know if that's what they're talking about. They're talking about the Donner. I know the Donner Party. I'm not sure if Donner Pass is something else. Like, could be it's a common name, so I'm not really sure.
Caesar, someone in the chat saying, imagine this dude with a shaven face. Who, me or Dan? I just look. If you want to picture me with a clean shave, just look at your own thumb. There you go. It's exactly how I look. Flip your thumb around. Look at it. That's me. Dan looks exactly like Guy Fieri.
Yeah. Exactly like him. If we stood side by side, you wouldn't be able to tell us apart.
No, absolutely not. Thoughts on the possibility of an ancient civilization more advanced than us? I mean,
talking about like anywhere,
I would say on
like
Earth.
On Earth?
He's going to say Earth. I'm going to say I'm a firm believer that there's an ancient civilization that was far more advanced than we know. Like as far as us, like I feel like it's hard because like I feel like we make so many plastics and shit that don't degrade that if we were gone for 10,000 years, there would be signs. You know what I mean? There would be signs.
Techno signatures.
Yeah, techno signatures and plastics and stuff that are not natural that would be left as clues, which we've never found, right? So it's like I'm not saying that couldn't have happened and some sort of civilization branched off in a way that we can't even fathom being possible. But the likelihood of that, doubtful. Maybe.
Could be how and it also is how you possibly define advanced if you had some kind of childhood's end. I think of my Arthur C. Clarke story where it's like if you're trying to be like, okay, the total sum of evolution or advancement is to eventually, aggregate our consciousness into like pure energy or something like that. They could have done that already and they're gone. Like, at some point they're just like, they got to that point, they ascended and they're gone. And then they're more advanced than us. They're already left. So if it's something like that situation, possible, they'd be gone. You would never know.
Well, I mean, it's the old looking at too, like I always think of just some of the mysteries that we still have on Earth with ancient civilizations. And it's like, for me, it's the burial of Gobekli Tepe, right? Like the purposeful backfilling of that ancient site to obviously it was there to preserve, right? Like they were preserving knowledge in my opinion, my not even close to expert opinion. That's what it looks like to me, but it's like, why so high? Like, was there like some sort of flood of biblical proportions that like pushed these ancient civilizations like to, travel up and build these things to try to save their culture or preserve knowledge of some kind, before they were, they kind of died out. But I don't know. I think maybe not as advanced in the same way as us. No, like I don't think that's a possibility. Advanced in a completely different way, I think yes. Like we don't understand. Yeah, I think that's a very good possibility, in my opinion.
Yeah, it could be something. You say, what if they are the UAPs? That's the common theory that's always thrown around. That's some type of advanced civilization. I feel like you would have better ways to surveil us than using UAPs. Like I feel like there would be a better way to do it than having having little silvery balls kind of fly around and do stuff. I feel like you could get a lot more information a different way.
An interesting thing that I've been getting I've been getting a lot of calls on Cosmic Channels about the objects, like not strange light calls, but absence of light calls, where they're like, I'm out in the desert or whatever. I'm just summing up a couple calls. Out in the desert, you look up, it's a starry night sky, and you see something that as it just passes slowly, it has no light. It's just like a black abyss. And all you can see is that as it's moving, you lose sight of the stars, which allows your eyes to kind of see that there's something moving. but you don't know what it is. Just like it's an abyss. And I was like, that is very interesting. Like, well, that's a way better way of these things, you know, traveling and surveilling than coming and being like fucking flashing lights at people, making some War of the World sounds. And it's interesting because a couple of people have called, and then it's been fuck this guy. This guy just made me so self-conscious. Someone in the chat in Instagram said, "Why does Braden look like a hipster Jerry from Rick and Morty?" Oh, dude.
Ouch.
Roasted. I can't look like hipster.
Instagram is brutal, man.
Yeah, that's hilarious. But yeah, I've been getting lots of calls about that of people saying it started off with someone just saying he didn't even describe it as a UFO. I kind of like made that connection, but he said he just walked out of like he was a kid and he walked out and the forest had gone like quiet and he remembers like everything was quiet, and then he looked up and he's just like, I saw like a void, and he's like, it was like the absence of stars, and I knew something was supposed to be there, and he's like, it was the weirdest thing I've ever saw. And then I was like, man, because to me I was like, that seems more UFO than like, you know, these weird and strange lights. Everyone's looking for strange lights. It's like you should be looking for strange absences of light in the night sky. That's what we're looking for now. Yeah, all love. Yeah, he says that after he absolutely fucking torches me. Yeah, okay. All love.
Congratulations, you'll be living rent-free in Braden's mind for the next week or so.
Every time I go and pick out a hat choice, I'm gonna be like looking at myself, and I'll have a Google image of Gary or of Jerry up, and I'm gonna be going, "God damn it, hope I can't wear it." I mean, trying all sorts of facial hair designs out, but no, I think let's wrap this one up for tonight. I mean, I hear the Super Bowl's going into overtime, so we still catch the end. And listen, if you want to jump on a live with us, if you're listening to this, you're like, hey, I'd love to jump on a Sunday live, shoot the shit about some UFO topics and stuff. Easy peasy. Patreon.com/Alien Theorist Podcast. Jump on one of the tiers that gets you on the list, and give old Dan Fieri there a message, and he'll line you up a week to come on the show and shoot the shit with us. We love having some fans jump on, and
we love to have some more correspondence. You know, it's
So the only rules that we ask is you bring one topic to talk about, you know, or like last week, right? We had Josh.
If you got your own weird collection of secret books,
secret Nazi books.
If you're a friend of history,
if you're a friend of history like Braden. Like old hipster Jerry here. Let us know. Anyways, that's it for us this week. We'll be back next week with some more ATT Live on the newest hitting UFO news. But we got tons of cool stuff coming out. If you're not already on our Patreon, we got new Daddies and Baddies, which is mine and Andrew's little murder show, quick hit murders. We've got confidentials coming out this week. And this week, we are talking about MK Ultra and what's that guy's name? Why can't I think? Manson. And the Manson connection, which you could catch live on Monday nights if you were on our Patreon. So as we always say at the end of these things, keep those eyes on the skies. Peace, everybody.